Do you have a definite chief aim? And do you check in with that goal daily? If not, you are not alone. But today we are going to discuss the importance of a definite chief aim. Did you know that everything you do in life can relate to that one single goal? We'll discuss that and what happens when you're absolutely sure of your definite chief aim and exactly how everything else falls into place. Oftentimes, we wander aimlessly without a definite chief aim. When this happens, doubt, fear, and indecision creep in, and we feel lost. Don't worry, because we are going to discuss this today and even find a way to get your own definite chief aim template. And stick around to the end because I have a bonus for you: 7 ideas for inner goal examples. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kathy Owen. I have been a certified fitness trainer and certified life coach since 2002. On this channel, we talk about fitness, having a growth mindset, habits, and even some reality transurfing. Let's get into the episode. What exactly is a definite chief aim, Kathy? I'm so glad you asked. It is defined as a specific, clearly defined statement of purpose. Purpose is the key word here. It is a single goal statement. It has the power to guide your subconscious mind. It transforms your attitude from pessimism into positive expectation. You may have heard the term from the book Think and Grow Rich, which isn't all about money, by the way. Just saying. It is all about personal development. When setting goals, both inner goals and outer goals, we must define our definite chief aim first and foremost. I like to call it a single goal statement. What if you start thinking that every single thing that happens in your life contributes to that single goal statement, even washing the dishes or taking out the trash? But it really is the best way. It is typical human behavior to set vague goals. Look at how many New Year's resolutions have set, and yet they never come to pass. Let's learn how to write that definite chief aim or main inner goal statement that isn't vague. And according to the king himself, Napoleon Hill, and from the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill writes these exact words: I earn X amount of dollars, which will show up in various amounts from time to time during the interim. In return for this money, I will give the most efficient service of which I am capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service in the capacity of an entrepreneur, or describe the service or merchandise you intend to offer. I believe that I will have this money in my possession. My faith is so strong that I can now see this money before my eyes. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the time and in the proportion that I deliver the service I intend to render in return for it. I'm awaiting a plan by which to accumulate this money, and I will follow that plan when it is received. So, write your definite chief aim down and keep it handy for daily reference. The important thing to note here is to look at this main goal often, so you can feel your goals. I did an episode on feeling your goals, and I'll link it in the show notes and the description. I did this very thing that Napoleon Hill is talking about. And I did it in my Notion page called Dream Big. Guess what? I'm constantly having to update this content because it keeps getting bigger and bigger. Notion gives me easy access to this dream, especially when the outer world may be showing me something different. Trust me, this is even contributing to your mental health. You will find your true self and definitely know you are headed in the right direction, even when things seem to be falling apart. The first step comes from the book The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, written and published in 1910. I love those older publications. They're so full of wisdom. Let's reflect on some of Wallace Wattles' discussions. He says this quote, as you go on in the certain way, opportunities will come to you in increasing number, and you will need to be very steady in your faith and purpose and keep in close touch with all mind by reverent gratitude. Wallace Wattles. Faith and purpose are key words here. Please remember that. We are a product of what we have been thinking in the past. So if things are a little crooked right now, we must have faith and purpose to keep us on the right path. How does one do that? When I first set out on my journey of setting this definite chief aim, my purpose was off. I kept thinking that I needed to join a coaching program, and I did. I thought because Amy Porterfield was such a big name and such a great marketer that she would be a great coach. It turned out her marketing style led me down a path that was not in alignment with my purpose. She has what I call a lot of fake content. She markets to make money. It was blatantly obvious in the program, and I can give you several instances of this, but that is not what this episode is about. I came to the realization for the first time while reading the book Big Magic by Liz Gilbert. She's the famous author of the book Eat, Pray, Love. And she says, and I quote, don't let the lie that you need to make money from your need to make a living from your vocation sabotage you from achieving your life's calling. I'm going to read that again or say that again. Don't let the lie that you need to make money from your need to make your living from your vocation sabotage you from achieving your life's calling. When I heard this, I was like, oh, my passion is to get my message of fitness education, having a growth mindset, building healthy habits. And my passion is to teach others about habits so I can instill in them all of this fitness knowledge in my head. When I shifted my perspective from marketing for money to marketing as a magnet for my message, everything shifted. This was an important step in the process. Remember, faith and purpose. Let's discuss being present and doing today. Do today's work well. Leave yesterday behind. Do not bother as to whether yesterday's work was well done or ill done. Here's a quote from Wallace Wattles. Do not bother as to whether yesterday's work was well done. Do today's work well. Wallace Wattles. Keep your focus on today, not yesterday and not tomorrow. Do today. You know, I have an entrepreneur friend who claims to have ADHD. She actually says, I am ADHD, using those very words in her blog. And yes, she probably is. In fact, I do not doubt she is ADHD, just like I am a survivor of complex post-traumatic stress disorder. But when she claims this, she is creating a negative mindset that will have negative consequences. This is self-destructive behavior and a self-fulfilling prophecy. Our messages and content were very similar. And that is why I bonded with her when I met her. But she could not focus on one thing long enough to get it done. She was focusing on tomorrow or the next day. And she even missed an important meeting with me because she was too busy paying attention to what needed to be done tomorrow. While I do not have the solution for her ADHD, I can tell you that focusing on tomorrow or the next thing is a major distraction and leads to a vicious cycle that will never end. You know, like the victimizer cycle that I talk about all the time. To get out of that cycle, your next step will be to focus, set smart goals, make them specific, measurable, attainable, and time bound. When you set your inner main goal using the SMART goal method, it will be difficult for that negative mindset and self destructive behavior to set in. Hold with faith and purpose the vision of yourself in the better environment, but act upon your present environment with all your heart and with all your strength and with all your mind. Wallace Wattles. I often wonder, what if that friend held with faith and purpose the vision she had originally set for herself? If this concept would help her, where would she be today? Act upon your present environment with all your heart, strength, and mind. Watch your world transform in magic fashion. See, I told you that the main goal would present opportunities at every corner, including those interruptions. Start where you are right now. Begin to do what you can do where you are, and you must do all that you can do where you are. During the pandemic, I had to work in operations, cleaning the stairs. And this was not ideal, but I gave it my all. I let it contribute to my main goal because it was actually contributing. It was my new workout for the day. And I even used it as an opportunity to focus on a new podcast. Do all you can in a perfect manner. Another Wallace Wattles quote: do all that you can and do it in a perfect manner every day, but do it without haste, worry, or fear. Go as fast as you can, but never hurry. We all have things to do in our day to day lives. When you do it all in a perfect manner, everything falls into place. I don't necessarily like the word perfect because it's not going to be perfect. Just do it. The action itself will melt procrastination away. I always say that. But just slow down a little bit and do the action and the best you can every day. When I first started recording my episodes from a mind map, I was having difficulty. I was encountering different struggles. And I remember saying in one of my episodes that done is better than perfect. And eventually you use those as building blocks and they keep helping you move along better and better every time. Do 1% better today than yesterday, and you will find yourself building on that. If you just get your focus and your purpose down and your faith, it will make a huge difference. So think of brushing your teeth every day. You do this, right? I hope so. When you do it in a perfect manner, it spills over into your day like a keystone habit. We talked about keystone habits last week, and I'll have a link in the show notes and description. Keynote, keynote. Keystone habits spill over to other things, and then things fall into place without haste, worry, or fear. Imagine how easy those difficult choices become when doing little things in a perfect manner. Or better than that, done is better than perfect. When looking to write the main goal, you want to ask yourself the following question, aligned with each goal. Dig deep and find the intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation for all the different types of goals. A good way to do this is to tie each of your goals to a hobby. It helps to with the habit that you are trying to establish, and it helps you see that you do, in fact, have the necessary skills to achieve those goals. Ask yourself the following question for each goal. What are your core values? Your core values are traits or qualities that are not just worthwhile, they represent your highest priorities, deeply held beliefs, and core fundamental driving forces. They are the heart of what you do. As a life coach, I always try to pull someone's core values out first before doing any type of goal setting process, for obvious reasons, too. These limiting beliefs represent your highest priorities and deeply held beliefs and driving forces. Oftentimes, we identify limiting beliefs in the process. Here are the main types of inner goals I told you about as the bonus for this episode. And here are some ways of adding them to your definite chief aim. There are 7 goal examples. Number 1 is career goals. What are the character traits that you want to achieve for your professional goals? Do you need formal education? How about personal development goals? This is identity based change. Picture the skills you need to learn, picture the identity you need to become, and start making that shift. Number 2, spiritual goals. When you know your spiritual goals, you see how your inner self can help you attain your highest possible self. The good news is this is an important factor in finding your true self. Your inner world is a reflection of your outer world. Your spiritual goals will also take you a long way on this personal growth journey of setting goals in general. Number 3, financial goals. Obviously, these are important when setting your definite chief aim. But did you know that so many of us neglect to state what dollar amount we want? You know, those X's in the definite chief aim we talked about at the beginning of the episode? This could be another limiting belief as well. See, I told you core values were important. Start thinking about this. Leave that comfort zone and set a clear dollar amount that is high but achievable. Try it. You might just find that your dream big page in your Notion journal has to change often. Social goals. I have a friend who recently joined a Bible study group. She had to make herself go to her first meeting. Much to her surprise, every other person in the group had the same problem. We all have busy lives, and making time to not only set goals for ourselves, but actually take the steps to do them can come across as difficult. Oftentimes, this sets us up for huge success. Why? Well, my friend found that the Bible study group helped her establish a keystone habit. That habit spilled over into other areas of her life and helped all of her goals. I told you everything contributes to your main goal, even the so called bad stuff. Family goals. Number 5. For most of us, our families are the most important thing in our lives. It is easy to set family goals, but we do need to work at our jobs. We need to earn money to maintain the lifestyle we want our families to live. But an important part of setting family goals is the example it sets for our family. When you set clear goals and actually know the real reason, core values, why you are doing the things you do, purpose, you are more confident, established, and well rounded. And maybe you tell the family what you are doing. The personal relationships you have with your family members are the most important in your world. Why not make sure those goals you set to reach a deeper level and make you a better person for yourself and your family? Number 6, intellectual goals. I always say this: if you are not learning, you are dying. I think that's funny. I am not sure who said this, but it is so true. Learn something new every single day and ask yourself, how can I do that? Well, here are some examples. Watch TED Talks. It's called TED Ed. Read 10 pages of a great book daily. Follow your curiosity. Take what I call artist dates. This is from the book The Artist Way by Julia Cameron. And an artist date is where you just go and do something creative out of your comfort zone, and you will be surprised what comes from those. They're just amazing. Build your vocabulary, learn a new word every day. Encourage yourself with good job and things like that. Celebrate those small wins. Listen to a new podcast channel or a new YouTube channel. Those are just some great ways to start learning something new every single day. And number 7, physical fitness, nutrition, and wellness goals. Last but certainly not least, it is important to maintain our physical health. We do so by taking care of our fitness, eating well, and maintaining our health and wellness by making good choices. Honestly, our health goals are probably the most important of all. If you are not healthy, it will spill over into all areas of your life. I remember one time my ADHD friend was talking during one of our important meetings about having some kind of reaction to MSG. That's a spice in so many foods nowadays. She spent so much time talking about this problem that there was no time to discuss the benefits I could have relayed to her in the first place. As human beings, we focus on external circumstances or that dang negativity bias that I talk about all the time, that we miss the forest for the trees. Do the inner work and find different ways to approach situations. This perspective gives meaning to your whole life. Are you on our email list? Consider joining today. We offer exclusive weekly stories and content related to fitness, growth, mindset, and habits. The Hot Habit Checklist download will have you building healthy, happy habits in no time. Bonus content from Kathy's coaching include a mental diet resource guide and a definite chief aim template like we're talking about today, and even more. You can find this at www.kathyowen.com/fitness or the link to the article that goes with this episode today. It will be in the show notes and the description. I sure hope to see you there. In closing, do you want inner joy, a better job, the feeling of fulfillment daily to live your life to the fullest potential with the right growth mindset? And I know you want this feeling to last a long time. Take all the steps listed to write and feel your definite chief aim. Hold it in your pocket and close to your heart. Look at it daily and set those long-term goals. Set big goals. Dream big and watch your life change in a great way. I can't wait to see what you do with this. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps so much to get the video out to others. And be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell so you never miss content from me. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. If you know someone who can benefit from this episode, please share it with them. And until next time, I'll see you next time. Peace out and namaste.